All right, everybody. Welcome to the not so midweek episode of National Chumps, the picks episode, and an absolute banger of a weekend in college football.
The best one so far.
Yes,
Which means it's
sir.
probably going to be a letdown, right?
It has to be.
Every time.
That's what
But
happens when we get our hopes up.
doesn't matter. I'm still excited for it, especially when that Georgia-Bama game gets going.
I'm just glad you showed up today. I'm just glad you're here.
I'm finished being scared of hopping back on the pod. Okay, I'm ready to get my picks going. If I go 0-3 again, fuck it, I might go bald. I don't know. Fiance might not like that one, but no.
It'll grow back by the wedding.
I was gonna say, by the time
we
you
got a
get
year
to the wedding, you'll be okay. Yeah, I agree.
Do have a haircut on Saturday, so it's not out of the picture yet.
Reverse mohawk. It's a good look.
I think you should just go with the headset and just go straight across.
Oh
no, I will not be showing up to work like that.
Also, can't wear hats at work, so you'd be SOL.
Yeah, I'd find a way. I'd wear a hood.
They might let you for a week.
Might need 2. Hair grows slow. I'm losing it.
All right, here's how this will go tonight. We'll talk about the big games, and then we'll go a little roundtable action, get our picks in, and then get out of here. And then tomorrow we'll just for me, I will be brain rotting on the couch, and then come 5:30, I will be hopefully not so stressed out, but I'm pretty sure my heart rate will be up from 5:30 till about 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that makes sense. You got a big Tilly tomorrow. I'm going to be doing some softball coaching, so I'm going to be pretty occupied until about 2. Thought about maybe going to do some bowling later because, I know it's a big week in college football, but the lanes are calling my name. So,
yeah, you never know when you might need to knock down some pins, a little 6-7 split,
Yeah, a little 6-7. I don't know.
A little 6-7, who knows?
Can't have a 6-7 split. That's an easy pickup for spare.
I guess
you're good. What have we come to on here?
Just trying to lure in the audience,
You never know if you got a good bowler on here who's thinking about stuff like, who do you think you are? I am. Things like that.
Christ.
College bowling is an elite industry as well.
And I bet the adaptive bowling teams are pretty good too. It's a big deal in the state of Minnesota. The adaptive bowling titles are very sought after in the Great White North.
For sure. All right, we will start with the big noon kickoff and talk about the game for hopefully a bounce back for Illinois after their embarrassment last Saturday. USC marches into Champaign, Illinois. The line 6.5. If you got this line 2 weeks ago before their shit kicking, it was 1.5. I think USC waltzes right in there and does the same shit Indiana did.
I do too. They like running the score up for sure. We saw that the first 2 weeks with USC. Mayava's a dog at quarterback. I think USC has a better quarterback in the scenario too.
I concur. I like Luke Altmaier, but man, Mayava's been good for USC, and Lincoln Riley has that crew humming. It's just whether or not can Illinois score enough points to stay in it. And I don't think so. So I think USC has a pretty good time in Champaign. Most of the time, like outside of the bowl game last year, anytime that Illinois played a top 25 team, it didn't go well.
Yeah, and it proved again against Indiana. The only thing is, I know that Illinois is returning some people on defense that they have had out for a bit. But I also know that it's a noon kickoff in Illinois with USC traveling across the country. And I think that +7 is a pretty big number. I like the over a little bit more in this game because USC just seems to be putting up points, and Illinois, I think, is going to keep up at least for a bit, unless USC starts off slow. I think the biggest thing, if Illinois wants to be in this game, they got to put points on the board early and put the pressure right on USC. It's a big thing in baseball, scoring first, and I think it's going to be a big thing for Illinois at home with the noon kickoff, because if they can wake up respectfully before USC does. USC might have to be playing some catch up early on, and then all of a sudden it's a little bit closer game when you get to the third and fourth quarter than you think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Oregon went to Evanston 2 weeks ago and sleptwalked through the first quarter and a half. It felt like still kind of dominated, but it didn't look the same.
Well, and Northwestern is not the same caliber here as Illinois.
No, not by any means.
I mean, if USC sleepwalks for even a quarter and a half, it could be 14-0 very quick. Just like we're seeing right now with Virginia and Florida State tonight. Granted, Florida State did come back a little bit, and I think it's 28-21 Virginia right now. But like you said before we got on here, you kind of have to survive that onslaught on the road, and Illinois is going to be hungry. That's an embarrassing, humiliating loss they just had against a cross the border rival. I think they're going to be a lot more ready for USC than USC is going to be more ready for Illinois.
I agree. I also right now it's +6.5 on FanDuel, not quite +7.5. If it gets to 7.5, I'll probably take it. I like a little backdoor cover action, and I like the over too. 60.5 is pretty low. It feels like for this game.
Yeah, and considering that Illinois gave up 63 last week to Indiana.
Yeah.
USC, I could see them getting at least, I don't know, 6-7 touchdowns in this game. So
yeah, I like it. They score 6-7 points each time, go for 2, miss it one time. I don't know.
But yeah, it'll be a good game. It'll be a good way to start off hopefully real fun Saturday.
Yeah, let's bounce down to Fayetteville, Arkansas, where the Hogs, coming off a loss to the Memphis Tigers on the road, hosting the Irish of Notre Dame, who are officially in win or you're out mode.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think this is an over game. I think both teams are going to put up lots of points here. And I think
3.5 is the current over.
I think that's going to get cleared. Maybe even by the third quarter. I think both teams are just going to be running the ball a ton, breaking off big plays. Both teams are explosive. And I really don't see great defense on either side right now. But
no.
I think Notre Dame is going to cover that 4. I don't really see Arkansas being too competitive. I think they're kind of throwing in the towel in their season already after that loss to Memphis. And I think Notre Dame has much more to play for than Arkansas. And that's
I think Notre Dame right now is in that fight or flight mode, and I think they're going to fight their asses off to get another win. They have to. They need to continue to climb the ropes, and if they lose to Arkansas, they're done, right? So I think the run game could be prevalent this week. I think I've said it the last 2 weeks. If Jeremiah Love's one of the best running backs in this class, I think that, if this is the week that he's going to go for 250 plus, they could do it against Arkansas. And I hope he does.
I agree. I considered Arkansas moneyline sprinkle. I'm still thinking about it. It's still festering up here.
I don't think it's a bad play. I think anytime you can get a home team at money line with plus money, I don't think it's a bad play at all. It's just I think Notre Dame has a lot more to play for, but both teams are 3-0 to the over this year so far, and I think we're kind of getting to that time of year where it's trend season.
Yep.
We got to start looking at the trends here, and I like that both teams are 3-0 to the over, and I would lean more that way, and I would lean more Notre Dame at -4. But if you're comfortable taking Arkansas on the money line, it could be a good win. I think it's probably +175, +185 right now, somewhere in that range.
So it is +146 right now, +146.
I wish it was a little bit higher.
I know,
but maybe that means more of the money's going to Arkansas than it was earlier in the week.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, Notre Dame line just moved down. It was 184 when I logged in. It's down to 176. So if that line keeps coming down tonight and Notre Dame gets down to like 150, 140, I'll probably jump on that side.
Yeah.
I just think Notre Dame has too much to play for to sleepwalking Arkansas, and Arkansas, they're gonna have to do a lot to have a shot at making the playoff. And Notre Dame has to do a lot too, don't get me wrong. But Notre Dame also has to show out. If they beat Arkansas by 17 points, I wouldn't be very surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not Arkansas is not making the playoffs unless they win out.
No, I mean, just for them to be bowl eligible at this point, which is what they need more than anything for Sam Pittman probably to save his job. This would be a big win for them to cross off.
Yeah.
Touchdown TCU.
Like, especially, right, Arkansas is in the SEC.
Yep.
Right? There's a lot of very good teams in the SEC. Arkansas has to be
and they're not one of
them
them.
That point. No.
They're also okay.
They're not. Arkansas, they can be okay at home, but they're not beating South Carolina.
They beat Tennessee last year at home.
At home, okay, that's cute. They weren't Tennessee. We found out in the playoff wasn't as good as we thought they were against better teams.
Is Notre Dame
or worse teams? Probably this year, but I don't see Arkansas making the playoff, and I hope they don't beat Notre Dame.
Notre Dame lost to 2 top 10 teams by 4 points combined.
Notre Dame is a much better team than Arkansas.
Let's not
put it down.
Let's not throw the door out on Notre Dame here. If they win out, they have the resume to get in.
I'm throwing the door out. They're done.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see come playoff time. But I don't know how you can leave them out if they finish out. And Miami and Texas A&M are the top 2 teams in their conference.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can leave them out.
They still have to play USC.
Yeah, and when they beat USC, we'll be having this conversation again.
Maybe I'll put the doors back on the hinges. I don't know.
Sure. But I like Notre Dame a lot. I think their defense hasn't proven to be that great yet, but if they have a good week against Arkansas, people are going to be right back on the Notre Dame train. So I'm going to hop on it early. And if they lose, then fuck me. It's not the worst pick I've had this year. I had Clemson winning the national championship. So
that's true. You're not alone there, though. There's quite a few people who did and just missed. It turns out Clemson's OC is at Virginia, who Virginia doesn't have a problem scoring points. They can do that, I guess.
Guess not.
So I guess that's the answer. Let's stay in the SEC here, boys. Perhaps the biggest tilt of the year in this conference. I'm saying it. Winner of this game wins the SEC title.
We talking about LSU Ole Miss.
That's right. Lane Kiffin has already tweeted out, take the over. Okay, there's some animosity happening in the Kiffin household. And for that, I don't blame him. But also, shout out to Weeks, man. Good for you. See you. That's great. Good stuff.
And how about Landry? Like, come on now. Take some guts to go against Dad here.
Maybe
this is a ploy to distract LSU's defense.
What if she's a spy?
If you beat my dad, maybe you don't get this.
Maybe.
Maybe you don't get that. But if you let up a couple of long touchdowns, you might get this and that.
Yeah.
You know?
Or it's like when he wins the SEC, you have to propose with the SEC ring. You can't propose with the real ring. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Could you imagine?
That'd be hilarious.
I mean, the SEC is different. So
different.
Who knows? Who knows what could be going on here?
And also the Kiffin documentary, if you haven't had a chance to watch it. Wild. Just wild.
I have not.
Does the backup quarterback from Ole Miss scare you at all? Because from what I've been hearing, what I've been seeing, it doesn't seem to be scaring anybody. A lot of people are on the Rebels here.
You talking about my guy Trinidad Chambliss, D2 national champion?
I am.
What a name! First off,
that's
sick.
That's an all SEC name for quarterback starting.
I think it's all American name. We might have to do that next. Instead of Mount Rushmore, we got to do an all name team.
Yeah, we can figure that out sometime.
Yeah.
But what do you think, Dunham? I know what side you're leaning, but tell the people why you're leaning that way.
I jumped on Ole Miss early in the week. What did I get it at? I got Ole Miss at minus 120. They're currently minus 122, so the line's moved a little bit. I like Trinidad Chambliss. I think I liked Austin Simmons at the beginning of the year too. And I think I said in our season preview that Ole Miss was the SEC champion. This was the year it was going to happen for them. Lane Kiffin finally gets over the hump, and this team makes the playoff.
No, that's James Franklin. Get over the hump.
We'll talk
Win
about
the
that
natty.
later. We'll talk about that later.
Especially when they beat Oregon.
LSU's wins don't look very good now.
No, they don't. They don't.
Offensively, they've struggled. They can't run the ball very well. Nussmeier has had a little core injury. He hasn't looked healthy either. They get their tight end back this week, but we're in Oxford, Mississippi. Magical things happen here. Ole Miss knocked off Georgia last year. Austin Simmons had to play 3 series after Jackson Dart got hurt, and still no issues there. Just move the ball up and down the field. Ole Miss is going to be able to move the ball at will. It's just whether or not can LSU throw the ball down the field. I think they'll be able to run on Ole Miss's defense, but if you get behind, you don't get to run the football anymore. You have to throw the ball down the field. And Nussmeier has that capability to do so. Clemson made it look questionable at times. Florida made it look questionable at times. And I have a feeling Ole Miss is going to make it look questionable as well. And I think the Nussmeier Heisman tickets are potentially going to die this weekend.
Interesting. I've obviously been on LSU ever since the big Clemson win. I talked about it early on in the year that whoever wins that game has a really good shot of going to the national championship. However, things have changed. Clemson doesn't look very good. Florida doesn't look very good. I think that point you made where you were talking about what the wins mean, these wins don't mean as much anymore. And I think LSU feels that. I think Brian Kelly feels that because when he was interviewed about that, he was trying to scoff it off and be like, those are still big wins, doing Brian Kelly things. And I have my own opinion on Brian Kelly. I don't think much of him as a coach. I think he's very phony, very fake. Ever since he did that dance with the recruits when he first got the job at LSU, kind of thought the guy was a goofball. Don't really take him too seriously. But they have been my number one team. That's why I'm staying away from this game, because I don't want to try to go against my grain here. Because I do think Ole Miss has a serious chance to win this game. And I don't think it's going to be by a little either. Because if Ole Miss gets rolling, if they put on the onslaught at home, get up 10-0, 14-0 early, LSU is going to have a very, very hard time coming back from that.
Yeah, I agree. I like Ole Miss. I jumped on them earlier in the week. I was expecting this number to go up. It hasn't really moved a whole lot, which doesn't make me feel very confident, because that tells me that Vegas is pretty comfortable with what they have. And I don't love when they're comfortable.
It's a coin flip game. But let's go to our SEC expert. What do you think, Jaybird?
Well, I'm looking at ESPN right now. ESPN has Ole Miss 73.3% favorite over LSU.
73?
I'm going to ask you. Yep, 73.3% prediction favorite over LSU at 26.7%. Who do you think has a better run defense? I feel like that's what it's going to come down to.
Well,
LSU.
What do the numbers tell us?
I think LSU has better run defense, but Ole Miss has a better running back in this scenario. I don't think it's going to come down to passing. One, because Nussmeier hasn't proven the numbers this year. He hasn't been as solid as we saw. Like we said, especially if they lose this game, his Heisman numbers are going to plummet, right? Ole Miss is going with a backup quarterback this week.
But he's Trinidad. A dude.
He is a dog, right?
He is a dude.
National champion, dude.
National champion, dude. I don't think he's not a bad quarterback. Okay. But like I said, he's a dual threat quarterback too. Right. So I don't think it's going to come down to passing. I think it's going to be run defense. I think LSU has the better run defense here, which is crazy because Chambliss and Lacey, their running back, have great numbers. But I have a feeling that LSU is going to come out on top. It might not be by a touchdown. I think it's going to be by 3, which I'm really hoping for because I'm going to take LSU plus 2.5. But
take Ole Miss, people. Take Ole Miss.
Yeah,
you just heard it here.
Fuck you. But if LSU is as good as they are, especially in these close games with better teams, I think LSU comes out on top.
Yeah, if Ole Miss can limit their mistakes with the backup quarterback, they can protect the football. I think they're going to come out on top, but it's going to come down to turnovers. And for me, and in my opinion, if LSU can take advantage of the turnovers with a young quarterback, backup quarterback, a D2 guy, right? Like you're an LSU defense playing against D2 All-American. Granted, he has shown some flashes already of some greatness here. He's a dog. But again, this is a big environment, a huge ass game, biggest game he's probably ever played in.
Yeah,
against the
Have
best
you seen
defense
that kind of defense
ever
before?
seen.
Right?
Like, can he limit the turnovers? And that's why I'm staying away from it. If I had to lean one way or the other, I'm probably going to just lean with my gut and say LSU, but my mind wants me to take Ole Miss.
Yeah,
so
they want you to
that's
take
why
Ole
I'm
Miss
staying
because
away.
I'm taking LSU. We get it.
Well, that too, but LSU might be.
The world is against Bird right now. I don't.
At least Vegas is.
At least, yeah, the Vegas gods, gambling gods hate you. All right.
Actually, I think they love him because he keeps getting.
Because they get my fucking money every week.
Valid.
They get my $20.
All right, let's take a journey up to Seattle, Washington, 1:30 Mountain Time. This game is going to be on CBS. This is a CBS game, I think.
I think it is a CBS game. CBS has the Big Ten now.
The number one team in America, the Ohio State Buckeyes, take on the shithole team in Seattle. Thoughts?
Yeah, shithole team, but a lot of people are thinking that with Washington and their offense that they're going to come out of this.
Those people are stupid.
And Seattle's a tough place to play.
It is. Just like last year we were saying Pullman's a hard place to play, which it is. It's the same spot. It's the same state.
Well, it's the same state. Definitely not the same spot.
Worlds
apart.
Sorry.
They're a little different. They're a little different.
Let's just say I fit in Seattle, you fit in Pullman, Washington.
Thanks. I guess.
I'll text it to you later. You'll get it.
Yeah, Wazoo's definitely got more of the I don't know how to say it. It's a little bit more of that rough and tough country football. Like the only thing they care about in Pullman is the Washington State football team, which is sad.
And agriculture.
Horse shit. Yeah,
agriculture and football.
They're blue collar.
Seattle's
a little uppity. But they're still loud as hell, man.
I fit in with the Seattle people, Rev.
Okay? You sure do. We had a great time up there.
We did.
I think this is a tricky game for Ohio State. And let me tell you why. Julian's saying, I'm not saying he's great. I'm not saying he's bad, but this is going to be his first true road test. And this is a pretty hostile environment. Going across the country, you're coming in. Okay, you're rolling your eyes, but you make this point anytime a West Coast team goes to the Midwest. So it can go both ways here. No,
you're saying the environment.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't want to hear.
You're playing at sea level. It's crazy. It's different. It's the air sticker, all of this other stuff. Seattle goes crazy for their UW Huskies. UW has the pedigree. They have a good team. They're not as bad as people think they are. I think Washington can definitely cover this number. If not, pull off a great upset.
I would love to see it.
I would love to see it too, because I cannot stand Ohio State.
I got a question. Well, we know that you're a Michigan fan, but if Washington does pull off the upset, where do you think they get ranked in the AP poll next week?
The dumpster. I hope it's the dumpster. Put them in the dumpster.
Ohio State or UW?
Ohio or Washington.
So they don't even get. Okay, Mr. I just beat Clemson and CFB 26, and why am I not ranked? Like, it's the same fucking thing. Why should they not be ranked?
Especially if it's 89 to 34.
If they beat the number 1 team, they should be in the top 18. Change my mind.
Okay, just because somebody beat Alabama and they got ranked pretty high doesn't mean you have to get all upset. But I do think UW could sneak into the top 25 if they pull off the upset of Ohio State. It's going to take a perfect game from Washington and a terrible game from Ohio State for it to happen.
Okay, so let's say this. Washington beats Ohio State 52 to 20. They don't get ranked higher than if they beat 21-20?
They would get ranked higher if they won 52 to 20.
Okay.
If they beat them 21 to 20, they're probably getting some votes.
Getting the votes.
They're getting some. But I don't know. For me, I think Washington has enough to at least make it tricky for Ohio State for at least a half. And if they can keep it that way for a half, +8's definitely in play.
Yeah.
All right, Dunham, go ahead.
Yeah, let's fucking hear
He's chomping at the bit.
Look
His
at
former
him.
Pac-12.
Look at him.
Former Pac-12 champion.
Right there.
The last Pac-12 champion, I believe.
Ooh.
And maybe that's why it hurts so much. Because UW will be forever known as the last Pac-12 champion.
Washington.
What about them Suns? What about them Suns?
Okay. For starters, everybody wants to talk about Damon Williams. I've been hearing he's 15 to 1 to win the Heisman. Shut up. He weighs 140 pounds. Okay? I don't want to hear it. Coleman, the running back, he's good. He's a dude. I do like him a lot. Fumbled the rock last year in Eugene. Thanks. Appreciate you. Here's the issue is everybody's like on this Washington bandwagon all of a sudden. I don't know why.
It's because we all want to see Ohio State lose.
Jed Fish has 1 foot out the door. He's gone at the end of the year. I don't know which job he's taking. He's gone.
Oklahoma State.
Colorado State was driving down the field to take the lead in Seattle in week 1. Colorado State sucks. Okay? Washington State was driving down the field to win the football game, and then they went pick six turnover that turned into a touchdown. Washington State.
Good teams find a way to win.
Sucks.
What do you want?
The Washington defense is Swiss cheese, okay? They can't stop anybody either. They're not stopping Jeremiah Smith. Ohio State's defense is the best defense that Washington has faced in the last decade. Caleb Downs is going to make Damon Williams look like a dummy on Saturday. Ohio State wins this game by 50.
If you feel that way, take them this week in your pick.
I'm gonna. I won't take them in my picks, but I'll put them in the parlay, sure.
No, take them in your picks. Be a big guy.
All right, it's on the list.
All right.
Don't use BYU minus 6.5.
All right.
Well, now we know how Dunham
feels
about the Washington Huskies. And look, I understand that Washington does not have the same talent level as Ohio State. I get all that. But I think it's Ohio State's first true road test, and I don't think it's going to be as easy as people think it's going to be for Ohio State. And I think there's a lot of people out there that would agree. And I think 8.5 is a solid line to put on this game.
It was 10.
So people like the Huskies. And I don't think that there's a reason really not to. Both teams are undefeated. They're both playing good football. Washington has won 22 straight at Husky Stadium. There's a reason that it's tough to play in Washington. And I think Julian Sain's going to feel that for at least a half. Like, I think Washington, like, I would be curious to know what the halftime spread is.
Let me look.
Because if the halftime spread is around 4.5, 5.5, that might be the better play.
It's 4.5.
So take that as you will. Like, I could see this easily being a 14-10 halftime score for either team, just depending on how Ohio State comes out.
First half total is 27.5. The over is juiced to plus 112.
Interesting. So I don't know. I really don't know enough about Washington to back them up. I just know the trends with what Washington's done this year. I know that Washington is historically a tough place to play. And if you're a young quarterback, you're shaking your head, but they've won 22 straight at Husky Stadium. So that makes it a tough place to play.
They played Oregon there once, and Oregon lost by a field goal. And that was part of the 22. Before that, it was like they had lost 3 games at home every freaking year before that.
It's a good win.
I'm going to go with the last 3 years compared to the years before that because that's more recent.
Fuck the Huskies. I hate them.
I understand that. It'd be like you picking Ohio State over Michigan, and I understand.
Yeah.
I get it. I love your hatred for them.
Can't stand them. I can't stand their fans either. They drive me nuts. They're worse than Oregon State.
Hey, my brother's husband fucking loves the Huskies. Great dude. Gotta love Brian. Shout out, Brian.
Shout out, Brian.
All right. Let's move on to the next game before Dunham cries.
All right. Let's go down to Dark Horse Heisman hopeful. Let's go down to Aggie Land. Let's go down to College Station, Texas. Hugh Freeze marches the Auburn Tigers off a loss into Kyle Field. Texas A&M 6.5-point favorites. I think they cover.
Yeah, I think so too. Jackson Arnold sucks.
Hugh Freeze sucks.
And Texas A&M is explosive.
Yeah.
And they've put up, I believe it's at least 30 points in each game this year. I think they're 2-1 to the over. I absolutely love the over in this game because both teams can score. Auburn.
Marcel Reed's a dog.
Mm-hmm. And Conception from Texas A&M, that dude can play some football.
Mm-hmm.
I think Texas A&M can put up at least 35, 40 points in this game. The only time Auburn did not get more than 30, 35 points in a game was when they played that stout Oklahoma defense last week. And I like this game scoring a lot of points. This is one of my pod picks of the week. The A&M Auburn over 52.5. I love that number. So that means we're going to see 8 touchdowns or 7 touchdowns and a field goal, a couple field goals. I love that number. I think Texas A&M has a chance to get to 35, and then that means Auburn doesn't have to do a whole lot.
Yep, I agree. Texas A&M has struggled to stop the run this year. The one thing that I just blanked on his name. Wow, look at me go. Jackson Arnold. The one thing Jackson Arnold can do is run the football. That's what let them beat Alabama last year when he was in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And so. I like the points. But I like A&M to win pretty handily as well.
Me too. All right, let's go down to game 1 of the double box at 5:30. Between the hedges, Kalen DeBoer waltzes the Crimson Tide, sponsored by Jaybird Sneeze.
Thank you.
Into Athens to take on Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. What do we think, boys? What do we think?
You know what I think?
Georgia.
I think it's Roll Tide all the way. Okay. I hope it's Roll Tide all the way. I can't stray from him now.
Can't. You got a license plate and everything.
Yeah. Right. I hope that Ty Simpson. I mean, he's had a great two past weeks. Week 1, not so great for him, but I think he's kind of coming out of the gutter, starting to figure it out. I'm really hoping that.
Whose vibrator's going off?
Mine. Sorry.
It's Alabama gets you going that good, huh?
I just really want to see an Alabama win here. If they could beat Georgia, get their stock back up, and be ready to go for that end of the SEC, and maybe make some waves and get the SEC championship. It'll really help out for the college football playoff for them. So,
yeah, DeBoer needs to make the playoff or he's gone.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So it's obviously a huge game for Alabama. This is in Georgia, correct? This isn't a neutral site game at all.
Yep. Nope. This is between the hedges. Blackout.
Yeah.
Blackout.
That's what I figured. Yeah. Give me Georgia I think the line is probably -3.5, -2, 2.5, somewhere in there.
2.5.
Yeah, I love that line for Georgia. I think it's going to be closer than people think. I'm not going to say Georgia's going to win by 10 or 15 or whatever, but they're going to find a way to win this game. It's probably going to be by at least a field goal. So I think Georgia's got just a little bit more talent. Alabama struggles away from Tuscaloosa. Sorry, I'm not trying to stutter. But I like Georgia in this game. What say you, Dunham?
Yeah, I jumped on Georgia earlier this week when they were like -110, and then the FanDuel boost came out earlier this week to where they were minus like 156, and I got a 50% profit boost on this game, so I have Georgia money line at -102.
Oh, I love that. I love
pretty good
that.
value on the dogs there. I'm pretty happy about it. I went unit and a half this time, so I feel pretty confident in Kirby Smart's crew. I think that Gunnar Stockton in Tennessee was pretty impressive. I said a team that can keep him in the pocket and make him a pocket passer will lead him to struggle. I don't think Alabama is that team. Their defense is okay. DeBoer's track record away from home is horrendous in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, for whatever reason, his offense just doesn't travel. It's not great, and I just don't trust the Tide here. If they win and Ty Simpson looks good, then maybe Alabama's back on the playoff train, and I'm okay with that. But until they prove it, I'm fading Kalen DeBoer away from home all day, every day. And if they look like garbage here, I'm probably going to try and buy that Missouri line as soon as I can, because I don't know what it's going to be, but I want it. It's probably going to be plus money, and I'll take Perbula and the boys versus Kalen DeBoer and his crew. But we'll see. We'll see. Georgia's defense has had some major question marks.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to let Tennessee back in that game and, and all that. And I think the biggest stat for me as a trends guy thinking about the lines, Georgia has yet to cover this year.
Which is crazy to think about.
Mm-hmm. Like they're 3-0, a top 5 team in the country, and they have not covered a spread. I believe that trend is going to change just because they are at home. I know that Alabama has kind of gotten its feet back under them a little bit. I don't see Georgia completely sweeping the rug out from underneath their feet. But I do think that Georgia just they've shown that they're a much better team than Alabama so far. And that Tennessee win, I know that Tennessee isn't the most perfect SEC team or one of the most perfect teams in college football by any means. But to go through that game, to force overtime, to come back in overtime and win it, like that's going to galvanize this team probably for the rest of the season, unless Alabama finds a way to knock them off this week, which is certainly possible. But it's going to take a perfect game from Alabama and a okay game from Georgia.
Yeah, last time Georgia went blackout in Athens, they did host Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide, and the Tide went belt to ass in Athens. So maybe history repeats itself here, but I don't know.
Well, Nick Saban beats anybody that was from his coaching tree, so it's not fair.
That's true. All right, second game of the double box here that Nick Saban ironically talked shit about today. Potential game of the year candidate up in Happy Valley, Pennsylvania. The Penn State Nittany Lions host my squad, the Oregon Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Berger muted.
Go Ducks.
Go Ducks.
We love Oregon. We love Oregon. We love Oregon. Come on, bro. We love Oregon. We love Oregon. No?
I'm probably going to have to be a little contrarian this week and go with Penn State.
Wow.
House divided.
Just slightly.
House divided.
I like Oregon a lot this year. Don't get me wrong. But this is a potential James Franklin legacy game here. He needs this one bad. Penn State also has yet to cover a spread, and I think that's the only reason that this spread is this close.
Interesting.
I think Penn State at home should always be a touchdown favorite, at least. So let's put that just like that's just me, at least a touchdown favorite. So now let's add in Oregon's talent. To me, that should make the line about 5.5, 4.5 compared to Penn State. So I think getting them at -3, I think this is a really good play. Granted, I've been wrong a lot in the past. I don't know what I'm talking about 95% of the time. But Drew Aller at home, Penn State in one of the biggest games. It's going to be the hardest environment to play in week 4 this week, without a doubt. The only one that might come close is Washington's home stadium, but we already talked about that, so I won't get back on that train. But I think Penn State's returning a lot of those pieces that they had last year. They've probably been hiding stuff away since they've played nothing but easy teams the first 3 weeks. It's their first big game. I think Penn State's going to let loose. I think the defense is going to be able to contain Dante Moore a little bit, make him feel a little uncomfortable. I think the whole atmosphere in Penn State is going to make him uncomfortable. And I don't know if he's going to be able to overcome that in Penn State on a big Saturday night game this early in the season. I wish this game was at like week 9 or week 10 so we could see some more adversity for both of these teams because I don't think they've really faced any of it yet. I think what helps Oregon in this game, for example, is going to Northwestern already. You know, having that travel day to figure out like, hey, we got to get here. We can't do that again. But they showed that they did it once. And if they do that in Penn State, they're toast.
What's that look for, Dunham?
Because he knows I'm kind of right.
I don't like this game at all. I am happy it's not in week 9, though. I'd rather go to Happy Valley in the beginning of October, September than be in November, December. Because SMU got the lashings of that. The best quarterback on the field will be wearing the O and the wings on his helmet. The best running back on the field will be wearing white and blue. After that, your guess is as good as mine. Which coach would you rather have on your sideline?
In this case,
Dan Lanning.
Yeah. Probably.
And see, that's where this gets tricky, right? Dan Lanning's still a young coach. In his moments of adversity, it's been okay. Rocky at times, there's been moments where you're like, yeah, there it is. And then there's been other times where you're like, what the hell's going on? The those predictors out there and lines and all this stuff have this game at a pick 'em. That's horrifying. This year, if you're going to take the dog on the spread in a top 25 matchup, you're better off taking the dog outright.
Mm-hmm.
Because the dog has won 13 times.
Which is also a great trend.
It's not in my picks. But you bet your ass it's Oregon money line until we die. Now, I'm betting with my emotions. Do not follow me. Whenever I bet with my emotions, it goes poorly. There was one year the Civil War got to plus money, and I put half my bank account on it. Oregon went for it from their own 24 with the broken ankle Bo Nix. We lost.
You hear that sniffle, folks? He's still crying about it.
I bet the Pac-12 title game in Vegas when we played Washington, and Bo Nix threw an interception to a guy who was out of bounds.
Oh.
So I'm betting with my emotions. Do not follow me.
And I'm not saying to follow me either, but it's Penn State at home early in the season. I think it's time for Penn State to get their cover. And plus, their spreads have been at fucking 42.5.
Literally. They haven't played anybody, which is why this is a problem. And there's been clips out there of Drew Aller. He's got guys open down the field and he's missing. Like, this is not first overall pick Drew Aller. Where the hell's that guy been?
Yeah. I just want to say for the people, fade me. Okay? Whatever the fuck I say when I put my 3 picks in, bet the opposite side. Okay? You'd be up $200-$300 depending on what you're betting. Okay? If you have been fading Bird. Okay? This is another week to do it. Okay? I'm not going to go to that minus 600 spot. Okay? I want to go 3-0. Okay? But let me tell you, like I need to have some sense here. Okay. I'm gonna continue to ride. I'm gonna continue to rock. All right. I'm probably gonna go 0-3 again. I'm probably gonna have to go to school bald or go to work with a
space bar.
Space bar.
Bar, yeah.
I'm gonna have to go to work with a space bar. Okay. But you know what? I'm gonna stay true to who I am. I'm gonna pick who I want to pick. Okay.
And that's what we love about you. All right, boys, let's get to the picks since we're here.
If I could, I would bet Nick Singleton anytime touchdown.
I don't hate that at all.
And probably Katron Allen too.
Don't hate that either. I think this game could go over. All right, anyhow, 0-3 Bird, go ahead. Start us off. Pick number 1.
LSU plus 2.5.
Nice. Why?
I just think they have the better offense, honestly. I mean, and the better defense. I know they're playing at Ole Miss. I know that Trinidad's a dog. Okay, can't deny that. I just think they're battle tested already. They played Clemson. Clemson's their record doesn't show, but they're a better team than people think. And with how LSU played them, I think they did a great job. I think Brian Kelly's got Ole Miss dialed in. I know Lane Kiffin's shooting for the over. Even if they're down 28 points, he's gonna try to score just to cover the over. So hopefully you take that. But I could see this being a 1-point game, and I'm really hoping it is, just so LSU can at least cover. I'm trying to stay away from the money lines now. That's the only thing I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna try to stick with spreads. I'm gonna try to stick with overs, and I'm going LSU plus 2.5.
I like it.
All right, I went 1-2 last week, right? So I'm up. You went 2-1, Ref.
Yeah, I had a great gambling week last week.
Yeah, you
great
did.
Gambling week.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, peep the picks on Instagram. By the way, we're putting out more than just 3. So if you want more picks, then they're there. I'm going to start with Kansas is hosting Cincinnati. I'm going to go KU minus 4.5. I love this game. Cincinnati off a bye worries me a little bit, but Cincinnati has played Nebraska, Bowling Green, and Northwestern State. KU has played much more veteran, battle-tested teams, and they've handled them just fine. Jaden Daniels is still a dude. They're in Lawrence, Kansas. I feel comfortable. This feels like a KU win by 10.
Yeah, I would. Like I said, I would take it up to 8.5, 9.5. Yeah, that spread's way closer than it should be. So my pick here, I talked about it earlier. Auburn A&M over 52.5. Like I said, Marcel Reed, he puts up points like nobody's business. The Texas A&M just added explosiveness this year, and that was a part of their offense that they just struggled with a little bit last year. But now they have the explosive plays coming left and right. Dunham touched on it earlier. A&M struggles to stop the run a little bit. Auburn has a good run game. So I could see this game clearing over 52.5. Like all I said, it's 8 touchdowns. I think A&M can get 5 or 6 on their own. And that means Auburn doesn't have to do too much. So I would play this over at 52.5, and I would play it up to 56.5.
All right, Bird, pick number 2.
Pick number 2, I'm going to go quite similar to what Red was just talking about. I'm going to go Texas A&M minus 6.5. I think that's a lock. I mean, we spit out a bunch of information about Texas A&M and how they're the better team in this scenario. I just think that I think they're gonna win by at least 10. So I think 6.5. Even if you could get it down lower, if you could like by kickoff, if it's down to 4.5, 3.5, I think that's a lock too. But I'm sticking with 6.5. I think they're the better team for sure.
I like it. All right, pick number 2. I talked about it. I jumped on Georgia at the beginning of the week, cashed out, and then got my 50% boost. Got Georgia money line to -102. Gimme the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yep. I think that's a very, very smart play. If you can get Georgia boosted to -102, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, easy. Fading to board. That's it.
And I think that's fair. So my next game, I'm gonna stick to the Colorado Springs roots here. I am gonna look at the Hawaii Air Force over 53.5. Air Force's quarterback, I believe his last name is Skaz. Sounds about right. Not quite sure. But Air Force has put up 30 plus points each game that they've played in. They've gone over twice. The only bad game that Hawaii had was when they put up 6 points against Stanford, I believe. And they just didn't look very good. But Air Force has also given up 40 plus points each time they've played. So for me, this is a good recipe for success. You have a high-powered Air Force offense that has a great option quarterback, and now you bring in another team that could just play football. And apparently Air Force gives up points to teams who just play football. So I like the Hawaii Air Force over 53.5. I think Hawaii will be able to adjust to the altitude. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Should be great conditions for football here in Colorado Springs tomorrow. I'm seeing a lot of points. Those guys will be running on the turf. And I'm playing trends here. So give me Hawaii Air Force over 53.5.
Shout out to the Brotherhood. Make it happen, boys.
Yes, sir. Paul Skeen's alma mater.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Air Force. I was talking about the Bows.
Oh, yeah. I could care. I don't think it matters who Air Force plays. They're going to give up 45 points to them. So that's also a big reason for the play. They can't stop anybody.
Hopefully Alejandro doesn't turn the ball over like he did last week against Fresno State.
Well, if he does, it's just pick sixes, I hope. It's fine. I can, as long as we score points. I'm not a huge unders guy. I like the overs. And they played well for me last week. Overs.
Florida State's in the red zone with a minute 42 left.
Down by a tutty.
Oh.
Down by a tutty.
28.
Oh. TCU's up 17-0. If you're following on Instagram, Dunham and I were both on the Horned Frogs.
Go Frogs. Give me Hypnotoad. All right, Bird, speaking of Hypnotoad, give me pick number 3.
I'm kind of torn. There's 2 games I'm looking at here. I'm looking at going Mizzou over 56.5. 56.5, and Georgia Bama over 53.5. I think I'm going to take Mizzou over 56.5. Bo Prabila, dog. I feel like I'm getting too personal. I feel like I'm getting too personal with Georgia Bama. I don't really feel like I can go that route. So I'm not going to go Georgia. I'm going to go Mizzou. I don't remember who they have, but I feel like alone they could score at least 30 points if the other guys.
UMass. They're playing UMass.
Oh, yeah.
They might score 56 by themselves.
That's possible, without a doubt. 3rd and goal here for the Seminoles. Castellanos is getting just destroyed.
Love that.
All right.
That would be a bad upset.
Yeah, that's a bad loss. Bad loss for them.
Arizona State touchdown.
Duh. Darn you, Sam Levitt.
Jordan Tyson.
He's good too.
Man, they have a good offense.
They do. They're just inexperienced without Scattaboo. Let's see. Okay, so my 3rd pick was going to be BYU -6.5 coming into Boulder. But Bird has made me reverse course, and so give me Ohio State. The line's 8.5 right now. Give me Ohio State -9.5.
All right, I like it. Some plus money there.
4th.
I don't think it'll happen, but you do you, boo. You're fine.
I'm here for it.
My last line, I'm going to have to play it because the number is just too good. Iowa State hosting Arizona this weekend.
Oh, yes.
Line is -5.5. And I understand that Arizona is also 3-0, but they haven't played anybody. All their games have been at home. And now they have to go to Iowa State, who have not only won 3 games, but have covered all 3 games. So I like Iowa State to go ballistic here. And I think they beat Arizona.
Touchdown, Florida State.
There you go, Bird.
You want to know why?
Because you just
You
took
bet Virginia money line.
Yep.
Sorry, Coach. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Hey, if the gambling gods are against me on this one, it's okay. Okay, I'd rather have the 4-leg parlay that I have, the teaser that I have +4.5, where Florida State wins -2. I'd rather have that win for $50 than.
What if they go for 2? It's 36-35 Florida State.
Oh my God. And then I lose all 3 bets I have. That'd be a fucking brutal one.
They'll probably kick the extra point.
Yeah,
on the
send
road.
it to OT.
On the road, go for 2.
I would go for 2. I would take the momentum.
Oh no, don't say that, dude. That'd be absolutely brutal.
But
with my luck, that would happen.
It would. But like I don't really have too much else to say about this Iowa State game. I think they're going to beat Arizona by at least 10. Arizona hasn't played anybody. They've been at home. Iowa State battle tested. They've already played 4 games. And I lied. Iowa State hasn't covered every game. They did not cover against Arkansas State because I did take Arkansas State +21. I do remember doing that.
Yep.
But Iowa State's a far better program, and I think Iowa State just kind of needs to keep that credibility, especially in the Big 12. And I think they roll Arizona.
I like it. All right. I mean, we can stay here if you want and watch this live.
Is it a 2-point conversion?
It's currently under review. All right.
I would be devastated if they
all right, here it comes. The call on the field.
Touchdown.
Is upheld. We have a touchdown. Yep. We have a touchdown. So now they have a decision to make.
And it looks like they're going to send a kicking team out there.
Yep. Castellanos is not out. Thank God.
Boo. Go for 2. What are we doing?
Hey, sometimes you got to bet against yourself.
They could pull our dynasty move.
Fuck you, Rev.
So we started a college football 26 dynasty between the 3 of us. I was gifted with the Troy Trojans.
Actually, yeah.
Good. Dunham has Boston College, and Jaybird has Memphis. Tigers. We had a Troy-Memphis battle that had to get called off early because Jaybird committed too many offsides penalties. And I did run a fake field goal on the Bird, and it worked.
Up 28-7.
Yeah, I was sending the field goal unit out there. I had to make it 35-7. Troy was going for a massive upset on the road, and it did happen.
Always field goal safe, Bird. What are you doing? Always field goal safe.
Yeah. Memphis also lost this week to UAB because Memphis can't tackle.
Oh, tough scene.
Hey, Troy
38-35.
Troy is just trying to win out in the Sun Belt and maybe get to a bowl game. We're hoping to get to like the Cheez-Its Bowl or the,
I looked at your schedule today. I like your odds. I like my odds too. Goose Crowder. What a quarterback name. Just 72 overall. Just tough, dude. It's team overall is 69. It's hard. It's hard to play with Troy. And I'm man enough to say that. It's hard to play with Troy. It's hard to
be sick right here is a absolute hit stick from Florida State.
Fumble. That'd be sweet.
Oh, yeah. And then Florida State wins by 7. So both of my fucking bets cover.
Yeah. I got BC. I'm 7-0. I upset Clemson last week at home in a absolute punt fest. I think both of us. I think Klubnik torched me for like 400 yards of offense.
Oh, he killed me too. The Troy week. We tried to battle, but we couldn't. Just ran out of gas.
I think I strip sacked him once in the red zone, had a pick in the red zone, and they missed a field goal. That was huge.
My best
Huge.
player is my right guard at 83 overall.
I like that,
And
though. I like that.
And he's a senior.
Yeah, just run behind him. Inside zone, right behind him.
Sure.
I'm running right off that left butt cheek every time.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up, I think. And
Yeah, we're going to overtime here.
I think we're gonna have I think we're gonna have a fun week of college football. We might be able to do a live Saturday night show, depending how Jaybird and I feel Saturday night. And maybe even how Dunham feels after Saturday.
I think Jaybird's going to the BYU CU game.
Oh,
that's why you didn't want me to take BYU.
Yep.
So you could take CU when you get up there.
No, because I'm going to wear my jersey to the CU game.
Bold.
Get beat.
I like it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm about it.
All right. Well, Jaybird, start the send off.
Hey, like, follow, subscribe. We need the help. We love you guys. Want to go live.
Raleigh's cheering us on.
We plead for you. We want to go live, do some fun stuff for the people. Tell your friends, share, like it, do whatever you can. We appreciate you. We love you. We'd like to see some more people commenting on everything, the Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitter, the TikToks, all of it. Okay. We love you guys. Chumps out.
See you later.
Gotta go. Bye.